Hey everyone, how y'all doing? Figured I owed you an update on the Benchmade 940 Osborne. I've carried this thing for over 7 weeks. It was 51 days straight. Um, my opinion of this has not changed. I still absolutely dig this knife. This is by far in the top three, if not my most favorite knife. Um, yeah, I mean, what can I say? It's a classic. It's been around for 22 years. And as far as I'm concerned, it's still worth the money. Um, it could be cheaper. This thing's 200 bucks, right around 200 bucks, depending. And because of that, it was actually one of my grail knives. I've wanted this for a long time, and I finally got it, and I'm glad I got it. But to recap, um, real quick, S30V steel blade, got that awesome reverse tanto. This thing's a beast. Look at that tip. That is so robust and useful. The anodized aluminum scales, the purple anodized titanium backspacer, and overall, it's holding up excellent. There's some snail trails here and there. Pocket clips actually has a couple scratches on it, but overall, it's holding up nice. Like I said, I've carried it 51 straight days. Um, Now, out of the box, I thought it was awesome. Um, is it the best slicer out there? By far not. Um, it is pretty thick blade behind the edge, and yeah, it's not the best slicer, but it did everything I asked it to do. Not afraid to use it. I mean, I've jammed it in. We get material in these drums with big, heavy plastic bags, and there's twisted at the top like a bread wrapper with a heavy zip tie. And with this, I buried it in there, cut those zip ties. We get another material. It comes all wrapped in cardboard. Same thing, twisted at the end, cinched tight with heavy duty wire ties, zip ties. Same thing with that. Get in there, break them loose. Probably the most unknife use that I put this thing through was that one storm we had. We had a lot of freezing rain, and my truck doors were frozen shut, and I used this thing as a nice pick. And I didn't notice it right away, but I did take the very, very tip off. I mean, it was so minor, it took me, I don't know, several days to even notice. And I checked it. I mean, I looked at it, make sure I didn't bust the whole tip off when I did that. But yeah, I liked it right out of the box, but I did make a few changes to it. One, I did change the clip. It had a standard Benchmade clip on it, which was fine. It worked fine. I just didn't like how it fell in my hand. The standard clip actually comes down further, and the tip of it was higher, and it just hit the spot where I have a scar. I had surgery on my hand, and yeah, I just didn't like that. So I bought a standard size deep carry clip, and I love it. No issues, no hot spots. Hardly even notice there's a clip on there. And I do prefer deep carry clips, and you can see, it's pretty deep. It just about disappears in your pocket. one thing, you, you can see the corner of the clip right there kind of protrudes out, but that's okay. Doesn't bother me at all. Another thing I had to do, the pivot kept coming loose for the first couple weeks. I noticed blade play. Checked the pivot, it was loose. I tightened it up. So I finally put blue Loctite in the pivot screw, and haven't had an issue with it since. In fact, when I first did it, it was kind of tight, so it didn't really want to drop shut, but it's broken in and no blade play, so I haven't had an issue with that since. Another thing I did with this is I laid back the edge a little bit when I sharpened it, and it took 4 or 5 weeks before I had to sharpen. The S30V steel held up great. I've done a lot of cutting with this, so I was surprised it took that long before I actually it took me several days to get to being able to sharpen it, having time to do it. It kind of needed it a little beforehand, but still had a pretty good working edge. But yeah, I laid the edge back, only 2.5 degrees per side. It was about 20 degrees per side, and I did it on my Work Sharp Precision Adjust sharpener, and I set it at 17.5. I was going to go 15, and I don't think I can actually sharpen at 15, go to 15 on that system, just because the blade is short this way and you have to clamp it. I think I'm going to run into the clamp. So I went 17.5. I did have to remove the thumb studs, but that wasn't no big deal. Two, I believe they're number 8s. It might be 6s, I can't remember. Check real fast. Yeah, they're 8s, or no, I did the pivot. The thumb studs are 6 Torx, so you need 2 of them. One to hold one side, turn the other side. No issue, they came apart, went back together. I didn't put any Loctite on them. They haven't loosened up or anything, but it made it slice better. A lot of people I know go to 15 degrees on both sides. And if I do that eventually, maybe next time I sharpen it, that's what I'll do. One way or the other, I'll figure out how to do it. Yeah, it's going to slice nice. But even the 2.5 degrees on both sides made a difference. But yeah, not much else to say. I'm not going to do a review on this. There's hundreds and hundreds of reviews on the Benchmade 940. It's been an awesome knife. Like I said, 51 straight days I carried it, and I don't want to stop carrying it. I want to keep carrying it, but I'm going to try something different. I got a new knife. Show you real fast. It's the Buck 110 Hunter Sport. This is a pretty cool knife. Now it is a lot larger. If I can somehow do this. It's larger than the 940, which a lot of people say this is big. It's not big compared to this. It's probably 2 ounces lighter than the Buck. This has a very robust tip on it, which I'm not afraid to use, jamming something. I've used a reverse tanto side to scrape stuff. I pried open cardboard box that didn't have tape. The flaps were glued. Heavy box, thick box. Shoved it in there. Doing this all the way across. I'm not afraid to use this. And Benchmade's warranty, break it, get a new blade. This one is a clip point, and I'm not the biggest fan of clip points, but I'm starting to like them. And this has a pretty dainty tip on it compared to the 940. You can see the difference. Now, again, Buck's warranty, forever warranty. I'm not going to be afraid to use it, even though this is quite expensive in its own right. But yeah, I've been using it. If I break the blade, I'll send it in, get a new blade. But yeah, it's different. It's different using lockback compared to Benchmade's axis lock. Both are one hand open. Obviously this one's slow roll, where this one flies right out. But closing, it's going to take some getting used to, instead of just pulling the axis lock, letting it fall shut. Have to press the back lock. Got to do it two hands. I'm not coordinated enough to do it one-handed, obviously. I didn't cut myself with this. I cut it with the Buck 110 Slim Select. I was doing the unboxing video on this. So I had both knives in my hand, and I tried to close against my leg. Closed it right on my finger. And it's been days. Still, man, that was not good. First time I've cut myself closing a knife. But I'm going to go to this. So be up, there's going to be updates on this one. I'm going to try to carry this for at least a month. Boy, it's just so much different. So much different than the 940. I mean, not only the length of them. This is a clip point. This is a reverse tanto. The Buck is a lot thicker compared to the 940. And it weighs probably 2 ounces more. This thing, you forget you have it in your pocket. It's slender. Put it in your pocket. It's lightweight, slim, carries great. This one, deep carry clip. It's a little bit wider. Definitely, I noticed the thickness of it in my pocket more than the width. And this is probably 2 ounces heavier than the 940. But I'm going to give this a go. So far, I'm really liking this knife. Just, there's a lot to get used to. Can't do this. It takes time. Gotta open it up. Use two hands to close it. But I'm making it work. I'm gonna give this a try. So, like I said, I'll do updates on this every now and then, every week or so. Let you know what I think of it. So far, I'm liking it. Centering is dead on. Centering on this is still dead center. That tip of that blade is right straight on to the back spacer. But yeah, like I said, I just want to give an update, final thoughts on the Benchmade 940 Osborne. Love it. Absolutely love this knife. I haven't had one knife. The closest I've come to carrying a knife as long was actually the Benchmade Mini Presidio 2. I think I carried this for 33 days or something last summer. Awesome EDC knife, but doesn't compare to the 940. This isn't my favorite. It's pretty close to being my favorite knife. But I guess that's it. Like I said, just want to give an update, final update and thoughts on the 940. Show you what's replacing it for now. Hopefully I can handle using this for a substantial period of time to give a really thorough review on it, because it's a new model and everything. But yeah, I guess that's it. Do the usual, you know, like, comment, subscribe, and until the next video, bye.